What's going on, guys, in the works? And well, what do we have here? A little Aftermath gameplay. And we haven't seen any Battlefield 3 on my channel in quite a while, so I was like, it's time, because let's go revisit one of my favorite Battlefield DLCs of all time, and that is Aftermath. Because, Naval Strike's right around the corner, and I've been getting to think about some of the Battlefield DLCs that I've really enjoyed. Come to think of it, when's the last time we got a DLC that was so well put together like Aftermath was? I mean, everything about it was just, it made you want to play the game, and I think that's what DLC should do. I think Endgame did a pretty good job with it. I know a lot of people weren't huge fans of Endgame. It actually grew on me over time. But I think if you look at all the premium DLCs out there, not counting Karkan, we can definitely agree that Aftermath was a awesome addition to the Battlefield series. And I always find myself wanting to go back and play a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's go pick up Battlefield 3 and play Aftermath, because when I play Battlefield 3, that's typically what I like to do. Either that or jump on some nose hair canals and just do some TDM, because who doesn't love doing nose hair canals TDM? But Naval Strike is right around the corner, and I thought about doing a video talking about it. I think it's still a little bit early. I'm sure there's plenty of cutting edge news channels out there that have reported on all the breaking Naval Strike information that's come down the pipe. But me personally, I'm gonna wait a little bit till it gets closer to launch to talk more in depth about that. But let's talk about Battlefield 3. I mean, what is there to say about Battlefield 3? We played this game for 2 years. We know all the ins and outs of the game, but yet here I am playing it, and you're probably asking yourself, what is special about this particular game? Well, if you noticed in the beginning there, we were getting spawn trapped to the max. The team was just pushing us back to the flag. We were pretty much isolated on the back flag on this map, which is not a good thing because it's very easy to shoot in your deployment. And that went on for a good 5-10 minutes, just constant, just punishing. And I contemplated saying, well, maybe there's no chance that we'll actually win this game. But we pushed out, and we actually worked as a team, and we started capping some of the outside flags, and we end up pushing them all the way back to their front flag, which I thought was rather impressive. And it's probably the most fun I've had playing a Battlefield title in a long time, because it's just, games like this is what gets your heart pounding. I mean, to take a spawn trap where you're just getting punished, you're down by like 300 tickets or more, and then you turn it around and you give them a taste of your own medicine. That's what Battlefield's all about. And for some reason in Battlefield 4, I don't get those same feelings. I know that it's not impossible. I've had big comebacks in Battlefield 4, but it just doesn't have the wow factor that you get from Battlefield 3. It doesn't have that like want to play factor that I think made Battlefield 3 so addicting. And you gotta admit, for the most part, a lot of the DLCs for Battlefield 3 were well put together. I really enjoyed Premium, which is saying a lot, because Premium is usually frowned upon because it's kind of like that season pass, pay before you play type thing, where you're paying for content which you don't really know what you're getting. It's kind of a surprise up until like the week before. I mean, look at Naval Strike as a good example. We really didn't know when Naval Strike was going to release until just here recently. I mean, we knew it was going to be, quote, the end of March, but we didn't know like a solid date and when we were going to get our hands on Naval Strike. And I would say for the most part, we really don't know everything there is to know about Naval Strike. And I personally like, surprises. That's what makes new content exciting. You don't want everything to be revealed, but you would think that they would be a little bit more open with it. It seems like they're very cautious on telling us what we're actually getting. I mean, for a while, I know I talked about submarines in one of my videos, and a lot of you guys were like, submarines are confirmed. And, we really haven't heard anything about submarines other than it's going to be some sort of Levolution thing, which, if you listen to a lot of the way people have kind of coined it, we don't really know that submarines are going to be in the game in a capacity that they're a vehicle. I mean, they've already announced what vehicles they're going to be. So if they're anything, it's going to be like a Levolution trigger where you can drop a submarine on your opponent's head, which is what it literally says on the battle log. Or perhaps it even ends up being something like the commander controls. I know that's one theory that's been out there, but maybe that'll be too much. I don't know. I'm interested in actually playing Naval Strike. It's been a while since my interest in Battlefield 4 has been that high. So I'll see. We'll see. I think that it could end up being a good DLC, but it's never going to compare to Aftermath. I mean, everything about this DLC just made this game just work right. I mean, when you played Aftermath, you felt like all was right in the Battlefield series, because these maps aren't super small. I mean, they're pretty expansive. Look at this particular map I'm on here. It's like an entire city. You feel like you are pushing up through a city. You're actually taking points that are high traffic areas of the city. You get a nice mix of the conquest feeling without feeling like you're never running into an opponent, and that's why I always loved 64-player Aftermath. And I would love to see a DLC that plays the same as this particular DLC did. So let me know though, what was your favorite Battlefield DLC ever? I'm not even talking about Battlefield in general. It could be Bad Company, it could be Battlefield 2. It doesn't have to be the modern Battlefields, because there's been a lot of Battlefield DLC. Me particularly, I actually really enjoyed the Bad Company 2 Vietnam DLC. I think that's probably in my top 4 or so DLCs, and I've been contemplating doing a video like top all-time Battlefield DLCs. Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that, because it would take a lot of work to put together, but I think it would be fun to sort of look back at some of the past DLCs we've gotten with, this right around the corner. It's something that, oh, look at that, the old vault glitch. I certainly didn't miss that. But with that, the Naval Strike DLC right around the corner, it's definitely a hot topic right now. So maybe we'll wait a little bit and let Naval Strike get out and do a video like that. But I think it will be a lot of fun to take a look at some of the past ones. So let me know if you'd be interested in seeing something like that as well. But you can see here, we have pushed them all the way back. If you've been paying attention, we went from being down by like 400 tickets, and now we are putting the hurt on them. We've had them push back into their deployment. So it was almost like, you know what? You're going to spawn trap us. We'll show you. We'll push you back in your deployment. So I was really pumped to get this game, considering that I had no hopes that we were going to win it. But I tried my hardest, and our team pushed out. We played as a squad, and I think we did a pretty good job turning this game around and getting the victory. So hopefully you guys did enjoy a little bit of Aftermath footage. I know it's a little bit something different. You guys have been asking me to post more Battlefield, but I've been kind of holding out, waiting for Naval Strike to come down the pipe before I do anything else with it. But if you did miss any of my past videos, here's a chance to catch up. I did a Titanfall sort of like little montage edit the other day, so if you're into Titanfall, check that out. And if you want to see something on my second channel, we just hit a really good point for you guys to pick up on the Wind Waker HD playthrough, and we took on the Helm Rock King. So check that out, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.